Hello, Facebook friends, hello. Hello, Facebook friends, hello. I'm feeling real silly, so let's start the show. I forgot what I was going to say. Oh no, oh no, oh no. Did you see what happened there? My brain went, hey, what's in that bag over there? I was wondering what's in that blue bag behind us. I think that might be the book I was looking for. Just like, hello, Facebook friends, hello, hello. What's in that bag? Do you figure? And there's the other book that we want to give away, too. Oh, my goodness. I had an ADDH moment there, eh? ADHD moment. Your birthday yesterday. Sean's birthday. Well, happy belated birthday. We're going to read, and then I've got to go. We'll read one, maybe two books tonight. Hopefully two. Because tonight I have to go. We're doing the interviews for Hindsight 2020. I'm going to interview a bunch of people. Today it's Dean Jenkinson, Jerry Barrett, and Tyler Schultz from Rumors Comedy Club. And then tomorrow it's Fred Penner and Al Simmons. I'm pretty excited. Yeah,
that's a lot of silly.
That's a lot of silly. That's a lot of silly in one big bag of Tazzy.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll get Freddie to sing Sandwiches. It's my favorite Fred Penner song. Ba-da-ba-da, Fred Penner song. Anyways, Miss Christie's here. Say hi, Miss Christie. We should have said that before I started talking to you. Oh, yes. Look what she made me get my beard trimmed up so that I didn't look like I was harboring a rabid Wolverine on my face.
You kind of look like you had been living out in the bush for a while.
Yeah, living out in the bush. It would look like I had one of those exploding cigar things in my mouth. And I went,
yes.
Oh, is that? Uh-oh. Do you see any? I thought there was one right there. An extra one right there. What are you doing? Be nice. Be nice. What are you doing? Ow! That's not being nice. That's pulling my hair.
You were actually motioning underneath everything.
I was like just doing this. Pulling my hair. There's one. Don't pull that one. Ow! That's the one that my eye was attached to. Look.
I'm going to go for your nose hairs next.
There's no nose hairs up there. I used the small lawnmower. Hey, let's read some pirate books, Miss Christie.
Arr.
Alrighty then. We're going to read some pirate books. Go like this. Go. I was born on a pirate ship. Nah.
You need lots of lip balm on
after
my
that
lips.
One. Go like this. Your head splits down the middle. So, my friend Phil and Ellen have lent me these books. These were Matthew's books, my buddy Matthew. And there's no nose hairs in your nose? No, there's none. I hope not. You'll know. Oh.
He's got lots of nose hairs.
Yeah, they're up there. Barb's on. Barb and Yaz. Okay, let's read this. Henry's Pirate Surprise. Here we go. This book was written by Justin C.H. Birch, and illustrated by Helen Poole. Pirate books. Here we go. Oop. I should probably start on page 1. That's a good. This book was written in 2014. Henry's Uncle Richard was a toy maker and lived above his shop. Henry loved to visit because his uncle would always surprise him with new toys. Then he would ask Henry to play with them all over the weekend. "You're my chief toy tester," his uncle would say. "It's a very important job."
Tester?
Tester, that's what I said.
Okay.
What do you think I said?
It was...
"You're my chief toy tester."
It's because you're saying it with an accent. It sounds a little funny.
Oh, that's okay. It's supposed to be funny. That's why I make this voice. Let me read my book and stop pulling my hairs out. This time, his uncle had a special surprise for him. On a large table stood an enormous wooden ship. "Wow, a pirate ship!" exclaimed Henry. "It's amazing. It's the Stinking Rose. the finest pirate galleon to sail the seven seas. But this is not the surprise, said his uncle. A hi from Amber. Hey, Amber, how are you? Really? It's fabulous. What could possibly be more surprising than this? Asked Henry. A puppy! That's what would be really surprising. If I went like that and there's like...
Isn't that going to happen?
No, because you'll pull his whiskers or something. You'd be like, hey, what's this? Bing! Ah! Ow! That one, my tongue was a bit past of that one. Oh, great. So now we have to do this. Now my tongue's back. Don't pull enough.
Your tongue is on your back?
No, my tongue wouldn't be on my back. Miss Chris is being very silly. Oh, where did we left off? What could be more surprising than this? Bar, I think that honor is mine, came a small voice from inside the ship. I should have read the part small voice first. The ship can talk. Henry's mouth fell wide open. The ship doesn't talk, says Uncle, starting to explain, but then a door opened on the deck and a wee pirate captain walked into view, took off his hat, bowed to Henry and said, Captain Makepeace, at your service. Henry couldn't believe his eyes. This is the best toy you've ever made, Uncle Richard. Hammy, I can't remember what voice I was using for it. Captain Makepeace is real, and so is the rest of his crew, said Uncle Richard, whispered. Absolutely, cried Captain Makepeace. My crew and I have been looking for a good ship. Fortunately, we came to your uncle's shop and found a wonderful vessel. We sail tomorrow. I've got distracted brain today. But you can't be real. You're only 6 inches high, exclaimed Henry. 6.5, actually. Captain Makepeace stood tall. Well, if I'm not real, then you won't be able to feel this, will you? And he took out his cutlass, marched over to Henry, and poked him in the hand. Ouch! Shouted Henry. Ouch! He did that to me too, smiled Henry's uncle. Then he paid me for the ship with gold coins. We're going to help Captain Makepeace and his crew launch the ship tomorrow. Let me introduce you to my crew, dear boy, said the captain. Men on deck now, he roared, and 4 tiny men appeared on the deck of the ship. This is Barney Call, the first mate. He's second in command. And Limpy Pit, the boatswain, who makes sure all the crew members do their jobs properly. Periwinkle is the second mate and in charge of navigation. And finally, Razor Clam, the helmsman. He mends the helm, which means he steers the ship.
You're not allowed to have that job.
Steering the ship?
Correct.
Well, we don't have a ship.
It's a boat. Why?
It's a boat time. It's a boat time. You said something about a ship. Mwah! Captain Makepeace looked at Henry. We could do it a captain boy, but unfortunately you're a bit, well, big. However, we got lots of jobs to do. If you want to help, that'd be nice. So Henry scrubbed the deck with a toothbrush. He stacked marbles so that it could be fired from a cannon.
You didn't let me say why you're not allowed to steer the ship.
Why, Miss Christie? Why am I not allowed to steer the ship?
Because you have ADHD.
Oh, ADHD.
You'd end up going around in circles every time.
We'd be like, look, everybody, the harbor. Look, everybody, the harbor. I don't think you drive like this. Do you drive a boat like this? When you're backing up the boat,
you probably would.
When you back up the boat, do you give her one of these? Just, okay, backing up the boat there. Let's back up the boat. He put the pirate ship on the top of the mast, and he filled matchboxes with flour, cereal, and other foods to get ready for the long journey. Barb's like, groan. Yeah. And that was for you.
I don't know about that.
It probably was, yep. Henry stayed with the pirate crew until bedtime. The crew told him about their their adventures of sailing the high seas, battling scary monsters, and finding treasure. He could have listened to them all night.
All night
Long.
all night, all night.
All night long. We're not singing anymore? Then Uncle Richard told them it was time for bed. Henry reluctantly bid the pirates good night and promised to help them launch the Stinking Rose in the river in the morning. Then he went up to bed and was asleep in minutes. A noise downstairs woke Henry in the middle of the night. He heard a door squeak and then the sound of muffled voices. Somebody was breaking into the toy shop. Henry crept out of bed and tiptoed out of his room, across the corridor to his uncle's room. Then a voice from downstairs drifted to Henry. Blimey, Dave, look at that pirate ship. That's a pretty penny. Let's just steal that and get out of here quickly.
Pirates have been known to steal pirate ships.
These aren't pirates, these are thieves. They have toques. Pirates don't wear toques. They wear ones.
Sometimes.
Toques! Because there's two of them. Toques! No. Henry knew he needed to scare the burglars away. He was desperately trying to think of a plan and felt something run up his pajama pant leg and along his arm, and he heard a voice whisper into his ear. Trying to find out to catch the burglars, are you? Good man. Captain Makepeace swung from Henry's ear to his nose and looked him in the eyes. Limpy, Barney, and Perry are hiding in the ship, ready to surprise him. Razors underneath the table, up to no good, I'd imagine. What's your plan? Whispered Henry. We're pirates, me boy. We'll fight 'em. And then with that, the Captain Eight-Piece jumped off Henry's nose and ran down his arm and then onto the floor, and he disappeared into the darkness.
If something ran up, I'd have a really hard time not to have that automatically.
Pirates can fly. The two burglars were now struggling with the Stinking Rose. Help me lift this ship up, wheezed the shorter one. The larger thief bent over the ship. Ow, something's bit my hand. Oh, don't be such a big baby, the smaller burglar scoffed. Put your back into it. Ow, something bit me too. Ow, and again. Henry tried not to laugh. The crew was poking the burglars' hands with swords. Then Henry heard the buzzing of an engine and looked up and saw a remote-controlled helicopter.
Did you say propeller hopter?
Perhelicopter.
That sounds cool.
Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the Perhelicopter. Helicopter. Captain Eight-Piece was throwing tiny bags of flour into the thieves' eyes. Stop, ye scoundrels! Captain Eight-Piece shouted. Quick, run! Let's get out of here! In a voice that we hadn't used before. Right, I'm trying to do all the voices, I'm sorry. But when the burglars tried to run, they tripped. Razor had tied their shoelaces together. Yahoo, Henry! Wake up your uncle, and call the police, called Captain Eight-Piece, jumping onto the larger burglar. Razor jumped onto the shorter one's chin and threatened him with his cutlass.
It's almost like a Home Alone kind of...
Yeah, it is. Yeah, exactly. It's got that. Hey, what do you think you want to do here? Oh, I don't believe it. I'm seeing things. These pirates are pixies in here, croaked the big thief as he fainted. What? Henry's uncle had already called the police. when Henry went to get him. He and Henry went downstairs to find the two moaning burglars tied up, and there's no sign of the pirates. Only, if you listen very carefully, you could hear laughter coming from the stinking rows. I don't know how that rope is as big as they are. The police arrived and took the burglars away. They congratulated Henry and his uncle for catching two men, and they told them that they would be a reward. The police asked if they knew why the burglars kept talking about 6-inch pirates, but Henry and Uncle Richard pretended not to know. The next morning, Henry and Uncle Richard carried the stinking rose to the river and helped Captain Makepeace launch the ship. It floated perfectly. Captain Makepeace thanked Henry and Uncle Richard for the ship. That's a lot. Pardon me. That's a lot of fun there last night, Henry. If you ever grow smaller, you can definitely be me captain, boy. With that tip of his hat and a graceful bow, Captain Makepeace jumped into the stinking rose, and he and his crew sailed off towards the 7 seas and more adventures. You can be me cabin boy if you grow smaller. Yeah, you grow smaller. Pete. Did I say Pirate Pete? The pirate was pretty cool in this book. I like this book. Bert. Thank you, Phil, for lending me the book. Yay. Aylin and Phil. This is great. Phil says, pirate magic. That's how you get a 6-inch pirate. Okay, so we got to make sure you put that back in this pile because that goes back in Phil's book.
Tazzy love.
Yes.
You're not going to invent a new game called Pictionary Booger, are you?
No.
That's what's written on this note.
Pictionary Booger. Yeah, it's a Pictionary Booger. You pick your nose and people you take a booger out and they go, what does it look like?
No, I don't want anybody to play that game.
Oh, okay.
You're not allowed to invent that.
I don't know why it even says Pictionary and Booger on here. I have no idea either.
I don't know.
I was probably
I'm really hoping you're not planning to invent that game.
Okay, well, Pictionary Booger was going to be your Christmas gift.
Thank God it's that you said was.
Yeah, now it's going to be the fart alarm clock. Talking about that, here's another book that Aylin and Phil lent me. It's called The Terrible, Horrible, Smelly Pirate and the Fart Alarm Clock. This is by Carrie, Muller, and Jacqueline Halsey, and it's Halsey? Yeah, Halsey. Tomato. And it's Eric Orchid is the illustrator. I'm having trouble with my words today. Words. When was this one written?
Brain. Okay.
I have a very busy brain today.
Yeah.
I've got...
Barb agrees.
What's up? Ew. That I have a... Way to spoil it, Miss Christie. I love me some Phil.
Okay, he can make the game for you, Phil, but I don't think anybody else wants it.
Phil, bud. When was this book written, hon? Doesn't say. Doesn't say on this page. Oh, this book was written... Well, before today. How's that? A long time ago, a rickety-rackety pirate ship sailed the foggy waters of Halifax Harbor. I love Halifax.
It's a nice city.
It is. I think we bought that book in Halifax, if I remember correctly. Yes. It says, in Halifax Harbor. The crew consisted of a terrible, horrible, smelly pirate and a parrot named Polly with no sense of smell. Polly Parrot squawked into the pirate's ear from morning to night. Polly want a cracker. Polly want a cracker. Tazzy want a puppy.
No.
It was very annoying, but the terrible, horrible, smelly pirate was so terrible, horrible, and smelly that Parrot Polly was his only friend. One day, Parrot Polly said to the terrible, horrible, smelly pirate, Terrible, horrible, smelly, such as yourself should have a hidden treasure. And he has root beer. I know I want a root beer. I haven't had a root beer for a long time. Shiver me timbers, you be right, hollered the terrible, horrible, smelly pirate. Hoist the mainsail, haul up the anchor, unfurl the jibs. It's treasure we be seeking. And they searched, near and far, here and there, and up and down, and round and about, for one whole soggy afternoon, but didn't find a single piece of gold. The terrible, horrible, smelly pirate scratched his itchy belly, and was about to say, I be hungry, let's go home. And Pirate Polly was about to say, Polly wants a cracker, again. Then the mist lifted, and the island of the big Thrump Cap came into sight. The terrible, horrible, smelly pirate put a spyglass to his eye. Blow me down. There be a mermaid sitting on the rocks reading a book, he cried. She'll know when there'll be hidden treasure. She'll know where it is, squawked Polly Parrot. Happen she will. Happen she will. That's what it says. Happen she will, agreed the horrible, terrible, smelly pirate. And the dyslexic reader. Happen she will. Maybe that's just be hoping she will. I don't know. I didn't write the book. When they reached the mermaid, the terrible, horrible, smelly pirate called out, Ahoy, me hearty! I be a terrible, horrible, smelly pirate, and this be Polly Parrot. You know where the whereabouts of any hidden treasure. Know ye the whereabouts? Pay you, said the mermaid, dropping her book and holding her nose. She thought for a moment. If you stand way over there, we can answer this riddle. I'll show you where to find the chest of hidden treasure. One guess each. If you stand way over there. Downwind would be nice. Downwind from where you need to be. The horrible, terrible, smelly pirate was so excited he jumped up and down. Parrot Polly nearly fell off his shoulder. Shh, said the terrible, horrible, smelly pirate. If you keep squawking in my ear, I won't be able to hear the riddle. Here's a riddle, said the mermaid. I stand up tall, my head held high. I blink 3 times as you pass by. The terrible, horrible, smelly pirate and Parrot Polly wrinkled their brows and thought and thought. It's me, of course, cried the terrible, horrible, smelly pirate, standing on his tippy toes, blinking 3 times. The mermaid rolled her eyes and shook her head. Not even close.
What do you think the answer is to that riddle?
I stand on her blink 3 times as we pass by. Traffic light.
A what?
I don't know, a traffic light. Pat's. Hey, Pat. Hey, buddy. How are you? Pat from Brainerd. Yep. The pirate and parrot looked around. Above them, the stars blinked. Across the water, the lights of Halifax blinked. Up in a tree, a sleepy owl blinked to wake himself up. We only have one guess, fretted the parrot. Which blink shall we choose? Suddenly, a light swept the sky. Once, twice, 3 times. I know, they both cried at once in the same pirate voice. It's a lighthouse. Yes, said the mermaid with a chuckle. You solved the riddle. Meet me by the lighthouse on Dead Man's Beach at the sunrise tomorrow, and I'll show you where to find a hidden treasure.
We got to see some lighthouses in Nova Scotia.
Yeah, they weren't as light as they looked, eh? Trying to lift them up. They're very heavy lighthouses.
Yeah, they were.
They're heavy lighthouses.
I can confirm that.
You can confirm that, yes. Well, we tried to take one. We tried to take that little store, too. They're like, hey, no shoplifting. Here's another pun. Somebody's going to give me a groan, that's for sure. Rocking in his hammock that night, the terrible, horrible, smelly pirate dreamed of a chest full of gold. Asleep on his shoulder, Parrot Polly dreamed of a chest full of crackers. The next morning, they rowed through the sea smoke to Dead Man's Beach. The mermaid pointed to an X on the sand. Seems pretty obvious. "Dig here," she said. Do you see what's kind of cool about this picture? What is that? A sea lion. That's what, back in the day, that's what they thought mermaids, they thought sea lions were mermaids. The horrible, smelly pirate, the terrible, horrible, smelly pirate, started digging. He got very hot and very dirty, became smellier than ever. And then he struck something hard. "There she blows!" squawked the pirate. Nope, that was the parrot. "There she blows!" squawked the parrot. The reader should read ahead a couple, so he knows who's saying the words. "Woohoo!" cried the terrible, horrible, smelly pirate. He threw down his spade, heaved up the treasure chest, unlatched the catch, lifted off the lid, and looked inside. "Swat!" screamed Parrot Polly. "Dar!" bellowed the terrible, horrible, smelly pirate. "It's soap!" they both shouted. "And what we're supposed to do with all this soap?" asked the terrible, horrible, smelly pirate. "Wash," said the mermaid, matter-of-factly, and with that she pointed to the double bubbles into the deep mist puddle in the rocks. Then she flipped her tail and swam away.
He could still be terrible and horrible. He doesn't necessarily need to be smelly.
"Pirates don't take bubble baths," sputtered the terrible, horrible, smelly pirate. "But supposin', there be treasure hidden under them bubbles," squawked Parrot Polly. "Barg, that'd be different." The terrible, horrible, smelly pirate stripped down to his terrible, horrible, smelly pirate underwear and took a running jump into the water. "No treasure here," he said. "But come on in, Polly. The bubbles are boatloads of fun." Parrot Polly jumped in, and they had 100 sudsy bubble baths, one after the other, and they gave the rickety-rackety pirate ship a bubble bath, too. The squeaky clean pirate didn't feel much like acting terrible or horrible anymore. Instead, he started taking lads and lasses for swashbuckling adventure cruises around the harbor. He soon became the most popular pirate in Halifax town. He had a chest full of treasure and was told only Parrot Polly where it was hidden. I guess you could say that his pirate career was all washed up. He was all washed up as a pirate. He was all washed up as a pirate.
I
made a clean getaway.
If you didn't beat it to death.
He got a clean getaway. He made a clean getaway. Well, there you go. A couple of pirate books.
Says grown already. She said that.
Yeah, that's fine. She's just that. She has that cut and pasted. She just control V, control V, control V. There you go. A couple of silly pirate stories for you. And now I have to go get ready to do some interviews for the New Year's Eve thing that we're putting together. So I must make this shorter than I normally do. Good luck with that. I'm just saying. So I will talk to you, I think, tomorrow. Are we reading tomorrow? I can't remember. I think I'm here tomorrow. I have a show tomorrow, but I'm not sure if it's after I read or during what I'm supposed to be reading. And then we'll be reading. I'll try to read every day. And then Christmas Eve, I have an event that I have to do when we're normally reading. So what we'll do is, Chris, I'll keep reminding you, but Christmas Eve I think will be on at 6 o'clock instead of 7:30. 7:30 in Newfoundland.
You have to have Christmas stories to read that.
I will have Christmas stories to read that night, and we'll have Christmas baking.
I wish we had.
And we'll
more
have Christmas bacon
to put in.
I have Phil and Ellen dropped off a few, and somebody else dropped off a couple, and the thrift store is open now, so I'll go when I have some time. But the next few days are very, very busy. Anyways, Miss Christie is talking when I should be going. Doodle-doodle-doodle-doo. Thanks for that. You guys put a huge smile on my face. Well, that's because I have a marker. That's a funny joke.
It's just got a big.
That's you know what? That'd be a very funny joke. My wife says I put a big smile on her face. Well, I have a marker. Anyways, kids, remember. What was I gonna say? I don't know. Remember, isn't it funny? To go, hey, remember, and then I'm like, but I don't remember nothing. That's nothing. Barb says I'll drop a bunch off tonight. Okay, I'm going to be doing a recording. So do you want to give Miss Christie, a call, and you guys can meet up? That'd be awesome. That's Barb from next door. Barb and Yaz. Good night, Yaz. And I will. There was something important I was going to say. Anyways, I don't know. Today was book day 272, and I will talk to you later. Remember, it's okay to get mad. It's okay to be sad. It's okay to get frustrated with the situation. Like tonight, I'm very frustrated because I can't find my words, and I know that later on tonight, it's going to be very, very important for me to find my words. So hopefully, I'll take a little 10-minute cat nap and get my brain straight on there. Right. Talking about, I got to wrap your gift. The fart alarm clock. You don't always have to hear it, but it'll still wake you up. Good night, Facebook friends. Good night.
No.
Good night, Facebook friends. Good night. It's not the present. It's the fart that counts. May your dreams be cheery and your dreams be bright. Good night. You'll be saying that a lot.
Gross.
Good night, Facebook friend. Good night. You'll say that too. Good night, Facebook friends. Good night. Sleep tight, Facebook friends. Sleep tight. May your dreams be so silly till the morning light. Good night, Facebook friends. Good night.
How do you push the snooze button on an alarm clock like that?
Quickly. Good night.